Hey guys, so today I'm at the Redondo Beach job. I did the landscape about a year ago. I am replacing this old garage door opener. As you can see, it's a little, it's got a wire hanging here, probably to hold this plastic piece up. It's ready to be changed out. So there is no door to this garage except for the garage door. So if the power goes out, you can't get inside the garage. So this is what the customer bought, and basically it comes with the 2-button remotes, full functional wall mount, and you can use it with your Wi-Fi. It also has a battery backup. You can see it right here. And this is what I'm going to be installing today. See, it's a lot of little pieces. It comes with one of these. Will go on the outside, which are great. I love these. And that way you can just put in the code, be able to open the door. Here's a bunch of other little pieces. This is the battery. The backup battery it comes with. This is the cover. It's got, you have to add the 2 lights. It doesn't come with the bulbs. And this is the owner manual B970. Alright, so my first thing that I need to decide is how much of this I can still reuse. These wires right here that are hanging here, they are for the sensors that are down by the door, so I can probably still use those sensors if they work. That way I don't have to rerun new wires. I can still add the new sensors if those ones don't work. Same with this cable. Let's see if I need to change that out. See if I need to change this out right here. This is the little pulley system so that you can automatically open and close the door, as well as the chain. So just looking at this real quick, what needs to come off and what doesn't, what I can throw out, stuff like that. So there's 2 light bulbs. Actually, I can probably still use those bulbs if they work. LED is usually better to use anyways. Alright, so quick looking at the instructions real quick. This comes with a rubber, which is kind of a quiet, makes it a little quieter when it opens and closes, and you won't have to deal with a bunch of grease. So it comes with that, as well as the poles. And this is meant for, the top of it is meant for only that rubber piece. So I am going to have to take this whole thing apart, which is going to be more work, but that's what you have to do to get this on here. So basically I'm still going to be able to use these brackets coming down, but I'm going to have to take off the whole system in order for this to work. Alright, so far everything looks good. I basically added this right here, which is going to stop the slider from sliding, and then it stops right there. So this is what I added. These two bolts were already in here, so I took them off and then I put this piece on there. Make sure that there's a hole there. Make sure all these holes are on the left side. They told me to put the screwdriver in there so that this doesn't keep sliding back and forth like this. Left side, and then make sure you put this faces up as well. Then I added the pulley system. This is the nice quiet rubber pulley, and this has the grease inside of it when you put that in as well. So basically that's all I've done so far. I put it on some buckets so that you can, so that I don't end up scratching the bottom of that. And I'm on step 2. It's probably been about 30 minutes or so that I've been working on it. Alright, so putting the belt on, once you put this on, make sure that all the teeth are facing in on the wheel and that this is not twisted. and then make sure that all the teeth are inside the grooves. You can see there's little grooves right here. Make sure that all the teeth are in there. You can look all the way around it as you're tightening this, because if it's not, then it's probably going to cause a few problems when you get it started. It says to hand tighten this, and in order for me to put this inside the hole, these threads, I had to use this drill just a little bit to make the hole a little bit bigger, because you can see I tried to force the end in and it took off a little bit of the threads on the end. So in order to, instead of trying to jam it through this hole right here, I just made the hole a little bit bigger so I can fit this in nice and smoothly without having to chew up the threads. So keep that in mind if you end up noticing that. Maybe it was just mine that I had gotten, but that's just something I had to that came across that you might have to do as well. Alright, so this part was a little bit harder because I had to, a second person does help, but you can do it yourself. I had to rest this bar on my shoulder while I stood up on the ladder and bolted this on. I was able to use these old brackets that were here before, which work really well, but I did have to cut this with the grinder 2 holes up. So I had to go 2 holes up from the previous spot that the last one was at. But it fits perfectly. I leveled it out. This bar right here on the side helps it level back and forth. So you're gonna want these 2 bars and then one right here in the center to hold this up. So basically that's that. So now I have to attach to the garage for the pulley system and then work on the electrical. Alright, so I have it open so that I can work on some of the wiring now. There is a bulb that needs to go right there and one on the other side as well. To open this, it pretty much just flaps up and down. There's a little clip on, you can see right here, these 2 clips right here to open and close that. Basically, it's all set up and ready to go. What I love about this set is that the instructions are really good on how to install it, and there's also play. See, there's a little bit of play here, which makes it nice for any movement in the door. It has these easy to take off and on pins right here, as well as the same thing up there and over there in that corner too. And basically it's right now, so you pull that down and you can manually pull it and push it whichever way you want to go. So I'm going to pull it towards me right now. Open the door. And then you get it right there in that hole, and it locks it back in place just like that. Pretty cool. All right, so now I'm going to work on the wire. All right, so this is fairly easy to install. It's got the 2 screws on the other side where the wire goes into. One side's red, one side's white. Wire's white. And you have 1 screw that's underneath the button. And then the other screw is behind here, but you just slide it down onto it. And this is going to be to open and close the door as well as light. Now I could have I did something very quick. I just ran the wire with all the rest of these wires that are here. I could have unscrewed this board right here and put the wires behind the board, but if the client would like that instead, I can do that. It'll be an easy fix. Otherwise, you know, that's I just put the wires where these other wires are going that are also on the wall. And then you have the sensors. So these sensors they're much smaller than the older ones that were here, which are those big ones right there. And these ones basically just clip on. You don't have to screw them onto anything. and then they just slide right into this this screw, and you tighten this up right here. So now I just have to run the wires to the box that's on the ceiling. Alright, so now everything's set up and ready to go. You can see this has a cool little display. It's got the time, it has the temperature, it also has a sensor, so if somebody walks in the garage when the door is open and somebody walks in the garage, the light will turn on. You can also, and then it'll shut off automatically after a couple minutes. You can also you know, obviously open and close the garage here, turn on the light off and on here. And then it also comes with 2 clickers. You can see that it's also for 3 garage doors. Basically, everything is all set, so I'll show you. Now again, I left this open because I still need to put a light bulb in here. And these 2 front wires right here are for the mount over there on the garage that I just showed you. These 4 wires here are for the sensors that are down on the ground, right down there. So there's one on that side and one over there on that side. So basically, let me show you how it works. And that's it. So what's cool about this is that you can program it to you can make it come up as high as you want and make it go down as low as you want. So say you only want it, for some reason, if you only want the garage door to open halfway whenever you click on the clicker, only open halfway and then shut completely. So you would hold down this up button until your desired location of where you want the garage door to stay open, and then you reset it. So every time when you push the button, it will only go to that desired location and then it will come back down. So it's also good because not every garage door is going to be the same size. So this one in particular, you know, I have it set so you press on the button and it will open a little higher than what it's set, what the door is. Oh, you're gonna get the sun in your face. And right there. So I could have had it open up to here, but you know, it all depends on what you really want. But that's a cool little feature for it. Oh, and then I have to add the battery too. The battery goes in the back here, so I gotta add that as well. And then here on the side, you have to install the backup battery. So this is a nice little cubby for it. You just make sure to reconnect the right wires. They're obviously colored, so that can't be a hard thing to do. But yeah, just push it back in there, and then put the cover back on it, and you're ready to go. It's a very nice product. I actually like the instructions. Unfortunately, one of the wires for the sensors was too short, so I had to splice and reconnect another wire. I'm gonna zip tie all this and make it look a little cleaner. But yeah, other than that, everything else was good. I would definitely recommend this. If you have a wooden door or something that you think is going to be a heavier door than this one, I would recommend maybe going with see if this brand has an upgraded version. Because I feel like the power of it pulling the door is a little slow, like it's struggling a little bit. Besides that, you know, I like it. Oh, and make sure you put this in back end first, otherwise you can't close the door on this, because you can see there's a big lip on the end of this and it won't close if you put it in the other way. So here's another great feature for this garage door. It also comes with this pin code so it can go outside. That way, if you don't have your clickers with you, you know, you can just push the pin and it also lights up whenever you're going to use it, so you can use it also at night. So it just closes up nice and clean, looks nice and clean, and you know, you can pop it open and it'll just basically just attach to the back of the wall. But yeah, if you have any questions, please feel free to ask. Thank you for watching, and I will continue to make videos on the different projects that I do. Have a great day.